We have a big champion training tournament coming up as part of this fusion, and I want to make sure that you're prepared. Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock, and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video, and today I wanted to talk about champion training. Now, I probably make this video once every couple of months. I try to do it once a year, but sometimes I forget that I made it, and a big champion training event comes up, like the one that's coming up, or champion training tournament. There is a difference, but there's a big champion training tournament coming up, so I figured I would rehash this video and make sure that everybody knows about it before going into this champ training, because one of the biggest things that I hear all the time when it comes to fusions are people saying, I can't do a fusion, it's impossible, I can't get enough points in dungeon divers and champ training, and the reality is that it isn't as difficult, I think, if you use the proper tricks and tools that are available to you, right? You have to do a little bit of saving, right? Save up a couple of shards. If you notice, now I haven't bought any sacred shards, but we are a couple of days away from the summon rush, and I've already got 4 sacred shards, right? I've already gained back some of the sacred shards that I had spent, right? So I'm very excited to have those back because we're going to be able to use them in the summon rush that's coming up in a couple of days. So I'm excited about that. I might get a few more to be safe, but I do want to make sure we have those for the upcoming summon rush. But we're not here to talk about summon rush. We're here to talk about the champion training tournament that's coming up. And it's very important to distinguish the difference between a tournament and an event. So we already did the champion training event, and when you do the champion training event, the only thing that counts in the champion training event is going to be ranks, levels, that sort of thing. And before we get too deep into the plan, I do want to put a couple disclaimers that I like to put before we kind of get into stuff. Before we dive too deep into champion training events and tournaments, I do want to just put a couple disclaimers that these are my approaches. This is what works for me. If you have a different system, if you have something that you feel is efficient, great. I'm just presenting you a different option that you might want to consider because it might give you more points, or it might give you, or you might, get less points because your way might be more efficient, right? But if your way is not working for you, if you're doing fusions and you're champion training and leveling up your champions and you just can't get enough points, then that's who this video is for. So I just like to just put that disclaimer out there. Listen up, I just got a new promo link that you can use to follow along with me on my latest free-to-play adventure and get a free Elenaril as well as 3 more powerful epics as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Plarium Play and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Don't miss out on your chance to get Elenaril right after signing up, as well as Fayne, Uugo, and Tagoar as you progress through Raid. Click on my link right now and let's crush this together. I'm not super into efficiency. I'm not going to make sure that I get the exact right amount. I know that there's a combination of brews and 1-star champions that you can feed to get the exact perfect number. I don't care about any of that, guys. This is just my system, but I want to share it with you because a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people say champ training is impossible. I see it in the comments. I see it in my Discord, and I want to make sure that people know it is possible. It's actually pretty easy to do, and here's the way that I do it, and it works for me, okay? But let's rewind a little bit, and my video is kind of all out of whack, so I apologize if I'm like going in different directions in this video. That's my fault. I got a little distracted in the middle of my video. But when it comes to champion training events and champion training tournaments, events only count levels and ranks, where tournaments count anything that you do with a champion as far as improving it for the most part. So that means that gaining levels will get you points, gaining ranks will get you points, upgrading their skills will get you points, ascending them will get you points during a champion training tournament only. The events are only gaining levels and ranking up. So huge distinction. It does make champion training tournaments easier because you have a greater resource to get more points. For example, I'm gonna ascend Crocod, right? Now I did my books during clan versus clan because that's more important to me, but I can ascend. It's not a lot of points to ascend, but it's extra points, right? And likewise, if there are other champions in here that I want to ascend, I can do that. To be completely honest, the strategy that I'm going to present to you is very valid if you're looking to save and like do it in a more efficient way. I have just so many brews saved up over many fusions that I haven't done that I kind of just cheat and just brew everybody up and call it good. You know, I even brew the food up. So, but let's get into the tips here. Let's get into the guide instead of telling you how I don't use this anymore. But it is, if you have a little bit of time, maybe like an hour, maybe hour and a half, you can knock this out pretty quickly. And now that we have, you know what, I'm saying an hour, but that's before we had super raids and all that stuff. So keep that in mind. So good news is I've got a 3-star almost there. So we'll go ahead and do a 2-star in here as well. We'll turn on super raids here. That'll probably put him over, but I'm not, this is for a video, so it's not a big deal. So we're going to come in here. This is brutal. This is 12-3 brutal. I've talked about this before. Why do I do 12-3 brutal? Why do I do 12-3 and not 12-6, the non-boss stage? Why don't I do 12-6, which is more experience? I don't do 12-6 because I want the silver from the shield. You get more silver from the shield when it drops, so I prefer to do stage 3. I can do nightmare. I can farm stage 6 nightmare. Let me see if this is on camera. Yeah, 6 seconds. 6 seconds here on stage 6 with Thor. So, you know, if you're able to do that and all you care about is XP and you don't really care about the silver that you gain, I would do that because stage 3 is actually harder than stage 6. You can see everybody is 220 where they're 245 on stage 3. I say everybody, again, this is just the final wave, but I can farm stage 6 pretty consistently, but the other stages, stage 3 takes longer. Regardless, right? I leveled up a champion, and now we're going to get into the real kind of meat and potatoes of this video. So if we come in here and we go to upgrade rank, we've got a 3-star, right? This is the guy that we just leveled him up to 30. We leveled him up to 30, and now we want to make him a 4-star food to rank up a 4-star into a 5-star, which is now food to take, let's say, Michelangelo to 6 stars, right? So I'm going to put food into him. What food am I going to put into him? Well, we come down here and we look and we say, okay, what do we have food-wise, right? We've got a couple rares. Now, in a perfect world, you'll have a couple uncommons leveled up, right? In this case, I don't have that, but just for the sake of the video, and it's Clan v Clan, I'll get a little points for it, so that's fine. I'm going to put 2 brews into these rare champions, okay? So there's 1 brew into Corpulent Cadaver. If I had these uncommons, I would use them, but I don't really want to make that video take any longer than it needs to for anybody, whether it's me or you guys this time. So there we go. All right, so each of those 3 stars got leveled up to 15. So we come up to our rank 3. We find those level 15 3 stars that we just created, and that's what we feed into him. You would be surprised at how many extra points you get from doing that. Well, now let's say that we have a 4-star, which I don't have one right now. All right, the things I do for you guys in a video. Oh, that was so many more brews than I thought it would be. Okay, hey, look, we have a 4-star ready to rank up. So in this case, and I'm not going to follow through with this because I don't have the rares to do it, but I could demonstrate it here. So you can see, like, I would want, now I wouldn't, well, I kind of do use epics now, again, because I've ascended all the ones that I wanted to ascend. But here, I am going to put 4 brews in, and that gets them up to about level 21, right? And same thing, right? We do it with Hound Spawn here. And then let's just assume, for the sake of the video, that I also did that with these 2 chickens that I'm going to use, okay? So there's 2 chickens here. Let's just assume that they were 4 stars that I leveled up, right? So then I would rank him up. Durandal would then become a 5-star, right? And then you do the same thing when it comes to ranking up Vassal, right? So the food that I would do, I have, whether they're epics or rares, I would probably prefer rares. So you've got 5 rare level 5s that you've been doing this methodology on. So anything that you're anything you're feeding in, you're putting some experience into in the form of brews. And you'll notice it was only a couple of brews that I used, right? So any food that I was going to put in here, I'm going to level them with 5 brews. Some people do 6. I like 5. It gets them to like 23-ish. Actually, we can just look. I'm not going to do it on anybody, but Michelangelo can get leveled here. So I'm not going to complete it, but I can tell you what 5 brews will put him to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. There we go. 5. That takes him to level 22, right? So if Mikey was a rare instead of being Mikey, I would take that 5-star food up to level 22 and get extra points for champion training by putting those brews into the food that I would ultimately put into a champion like Mikey. That would take him up to 6 stars, and there you go, right? And then you could throw him into your campaign runs or level him up with a keg, or level him up with brews if you have extra, like I have so many saved up. Like there's just so many different approaches, but the main key thing is just making sure that you're putting experience into the food using your brews, because it will benefit you more and speed up the rate at which you can do that champion training. I have used this methodology since I've been playing Raid, but since I started doing fusions, I have used this strategy to generate those points for champion training. Now remember, like I said, it's a tournament, so you can do other things to get points. In fact, we talk about them all the time. One of my clan members, Cheap Vodka, messaged me the other day because our clan v clan, we're winning, but it's not as big of a lead as we would like. So he messaged me the other day and like, hey, listen, it sucks that we have clan v clan in the middle of a fusion, but the fusion's more important to me, which I respect him on that. So he's saving his books for champion training and not spending them for clan versus clan. So might be beneficial for you to do the same if you're looking to save time, if you're looking to save gems, whatever you might be looking to do. But I wanted to make sure that I put this video out there. Like I said, I tried to throw this out every so often just to make sure that you guys know the best approach for champion training. And I'll say this, okay? I will say this. It's a tournament, so I cannot guarantee where these rewards are in terms of the tournament. But even if you're not going for this fusion, experiment with this strategy. That's my recommendation for you. Whether you're going to go and try to win the tournament, if some of these better rewards are hidden in the depths of the tournament, like for winning the tournament, don't go for them. But if there's a reward in that tournament that you would like to get, whether it's a legendary book, whether it's some of the stones that, man, I'm so tired. Some of the stones that make up the mythical shards, I can't even remember the name of them right now, then maybe it's worthwhile for you to try this champion training tournament and learn it so that next time there's a fusion like Donatello and you want to go for it, you know kind of that, okay, I know I can complete champion training tournament because I tried Roadblock's way, which by the way, that's not my way. That's other content creators' way. That's Hell, Hades, Ash, all the creators that I watched when I was new to the game. I got it all from them, and I'm just passing it along to you guys in case you didn't already know. So there's my recommendation. I hope it helps you guys. Best of luck to anybody in the champion training tournament, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Last but not least, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Best way to support me. Take care.